Hey, what's up everybody? Doing a follow-up video on my Victormaxx virtual reality Stuntmaster. I was able to find an inexpensive solution to the stick that does the left-right for it. Anyways, right off the bat, what I picked up was one of those cat toy wands over at a Dollar Tree, or Dollar-ish Tree, as everything's $1.25 now. Otherwise, I got lucky and was able to find one where the plastic tube is all black, so it matches up with the system. Easy to pull off. The cat toy stuff is in the little dangly thing on the end of it. And then, before I forget, on shortening it, I pretty much just used the box what it came in to measure it diagonally, corner to corner, and I'd say I cut off about 4 inches, which still gives a little bit of wiggle room on play. Yeah, putting it all together and putting it on, man, I think one of the problems with it is trying to find that sweet spot on where to clip it on the height and whatever, just where to clip it out right, man, to get it to where when you turn your head it's gonna go back and forth, which wasn't easy. That was driving me freaking crazy. They didn't do a good job on it. Otherwise, good solution. And then on the clip part, I'm assuming they came from Dollar Tree or another one of my dollar stores. Anyways, just use like a chip bag type clip, but I had a metal one, so I was able to squeeze some of the metal part together, as in it's like coat hanger metal, and get it to fit up in the tube, so it works beautifully. And also, the thing had a little rubberized tip on the end of it where you'd hold on to it, so I just kept that on top of it, so when I take the thing off, it will just slide down the tube, but it won't fall out of it, so it'll stay in place. So I'm not constantly having to put it on, feed it in the tube, put it on, feed it in the tube. I was wanting to mess around with this thing, which so far I did good the last 15 minutes. This thing does fry your damn eyes. Anyways, I'll show you guys here. Let's say food bag, chip bag clip. On the other end like this, I just took some pliers, or actually I took some dikes first and shortened that up to about down there, and then just bent it to where the wire's almost touching the other side. Made it just wide enough to fit inside here. I'll show you guys. So, man, real simple modification. Yeah, stupid goddamn camera. There, you can see what I did. I just slide it clear up to the front here. And like I said, they got a little cap there. It was on the end where you'd hold it to play with your cat, so that just comes off. Wasn't glued in place. Some of them may be different on how they attach the stuff. This one, it just had like looked like an animal's tail with a bunch of other stuff hanging off of it, feathers, whatever. It was just glued in place, so I was able to just pull it out of the thing. Otherwise, like I said, man, good replacement. So, to make it so this frickin' video's not about something I picked up at the dollar store to get this thing all complete, I decided to go ahead and do some experimentation with it. Hence, this was originally just for the Model 1 Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo. Wasn't meant for anything else, but since Super Nintendo, you've got other systems that use that same plug when it comes to the video output. So I figured, why would this not work on those other systems? Anyways, I've tried it on one. The other one, I gotta dig it out of my pile here, but I'm pretty damn sure it's gonna work. May not be beautiful. My only question on the other thing is the brightness. It doesn't seem to like any kind of an LCD type screen or whatever. I think it's just some of the games are just darker to where you'd have to turn up the brightness on your TV. So anyways, what I hooked this up to, just for video. So it's basically a really craptastic wearable monitor type thing that you can play your games on ish. Anyways, tried it on my GameCube and worked beautifully for that. For what it is, didn't look like it cropped the screen any. The game I was playing was one of the Sonic the Hedgehog collection or whatever. In fact, here it is right here. Yeah. Sonic Mega Collection, where it's got all the original Sonic the Hedgehog games. Anyways, couldn't tell any difference playing this than having it hooked up to the Genesis. On other games, I gotta dig them out. I've got them buried behind all this stuff. I would like to try it with like some first-person shooter type games or whatever, just to see how it would look. Otherwise, say man, more than just Super Nintendo on that connection. The other thing I wanted to try it on was my Nintendo 64 and see how games like Doom 64 or Quake 2 would look on this for like a first-person shooter. Would be more like something you'd have in VR, since that's a lot of the games that they've modified for VR. So on the 64, when I decide to do that, I'll just add to the description here, say if it worked good or not or whatever. This does have brightness, and did find one video here on YouTube of a guy doing a teardown on one of these. And I think he did some modification so he could hook it up to different things to where I guess the cord was cut or something. Or maybe, yeah, I think he just did jumpers or whatever off the main cord that comes off of the VR helmet, as he didn't have the one for Nintendo and the one for Sega that attached to it. So he just found the composite video out and just hooked it up that way. Otherwise, does a teardown of it. And some of the things that people were saying on this, I can understand why you would think that, because it really fooled you by putting this on. I mean, it really does fool you. Anyways, one of the things was thinking that it's got more than one screen, like our modern VR, to where it's two little screens in there, to where you're looking at it through your lenses or whatever, to where I believe it's offset or whatever. You're looking at a stereoscopic but moving image. Anyways, this is just one screen dead center. That whole mirror effect is because they fucked up, like on other things on this, to where all that glossy black plastic goes to the inside of it, right around that screen, so when you got it turned on and strapped onto your face, you're getting all the reflection off of the damn sides of the plastic. Where it's like, yeah, you will get like a triple image or whatever, and it's kind of like you just got to get your eyes focused to stay centered, and then it will kind of just go away to where your brain blocks it out. But yeah, it's definitely something to where it's an irritation. They should have had it to where it was more of a flat black or whatever, or done something inside there to get rid of all that reflection, so all you see is that really craptastic screen that's being magnified, so you see just every single freaking little pixel, hence why it's hard to read stuff. Not only is it a little screen, they're blowing it up bigger, so that's what it is. You're seeing all that pixelation, because this is old school, man. It's freaking 90s. The only thing you were seeing when it came to LCD screens or whatever was your little handheld Sony TVs and stuff like that. And compared to what we got now, a lot of the quality was pretty damn low. Nowadays, I mean, they can get it like a freaking mirror image. It's amazing what they can do now. Otherwise, there's a couple more systems you guys could try it out on. Being on how this thing's made, and I'm sure other people showing it have said the same thing, I don't recommend playing it very long. Not just for your eyes, but so you don't burn it out. because I have a feeling that little screen, and it's pretty cheap, and reason why I don't know if it's going to work with the N64 on games like Doom 64 or not is because the way they got it backlit, pretty much the same thing they did with the Sega Game Gear, to where all it is a little freaking light. Not even an LED, man. It's a little freaking light in a plastic bar, either above or the bottom of the screen, that just shines up on it. That's why the lighting on it was always so crappy, and that was one of the first things to burn out. So you don't want to have that cranked up full blast or just high at all, man. I try and keep it low enough so it's not putting a whole bunch of voltage into that little light bulb, because I'm sure that's probably one of the first things to crap out on these, and then you're having a really hard time seeing that image, to where you damn near have to be outside and have the sun behind you or whatever. So there you go, man. $1.25 at Dollar Tree-ish, and also fits in loose, but in a good way. I'm sure the original one fit in there loose also, so it doesn't get jammed into that thing. It's also got to be able to slide up and down, hence you're moving your head around and stuff. So you don't want something that's solid in there. I could see somebody snapping that thing off, which I'm pretty sure if that thing snaps off, it's probably going to destroy what it's attached to, as all that is an adjustable pot. And I don't know how strong that one is, if it's a nice size one or what. No idea. I'd have to watch that guy's video again. I think he shows it. It's decent size, but still, if you break off the little thing that's attached to, there goes any kind of way of hooking it up for that full 90s virtual reality immersion type shit. So, keep this video short. Don't know when I'll be having another one up, as I've been in the process of just sorting through stuff. It still looks like a season of hoarders in here, but I've just been going through box after box after box, trying to just sort through my controllers and this, that, and the other, to where, oh, now that I'm doing that, I didn't realize how many controllers and stuff for systems I have acquired, man. Just from my friends giving me boxfuls of stuff when I buy a system or whatever. Like, here's a bunch of stuff that I don't know what to do with, take it. So, when it comes to that, yeah, I'll take it. Some of it I end up throwing it away, some of it I end up just packing away in the garage. So, been trying to get over to Victormaxx again, as he keeps getting stuff in the store, but don't know when that'll be. So, have a good one, everybody.